This is ABC 7 News at 5. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Good evening, I'm Haley Wilgus.
And I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for being with us. Topping our news at this hour, a near drowning at Lido Beach. Tropical storm Colin and heavy rain this week, creating some dangerous beach conditions.
A man and his grandson nearly drowned in the rip currents, but they're doing just fine tonight thanks to an unlikely hero. ABC 7's Kate Flexter joins us now live from Lido Beach with the details on this rescue. Kate.
That's right, guys. Things are looking much calmer here this evening. But yesterday was a different story with strong rip currents that left one man and his grandson in trouble.
Lido Beach lifeguard Mark Miller was surveying the beach Tuesday evening when a young woman came rushing up asking for help.
A woman hysterically approached the stand, letting us know that there were several people caught in a rip current.
A man and his grandson were stuck in a rip current about 300 yards north of the public beach where there are no lifeguard posts. Miller went to help, but when he arrived, someone was already there taking action.
There were probably 25 people standing around watching him, and there was one person down there that was actually trying to help the guy.
That one person was 18-year-old Clay Buckwites.
I was actually in the water and I was just bodyboarding, just kind of doing my own thing, and then all of a sudden I turned around, I heard the guy start yelling help.
Buckwites then swam to the 13-year-old and helped him swim out of the current and get to shore.
He was screaming that he wasn't going to get back to land and all that stuff, and so, I just had him looking at my eyes the whole time and trying to keep him calm.
Buckwites then turned his attention to the older man, throwing his boogie board into the water and keeping him afloat until the lifeguard arrived. He says it was all training he had learned as an Eagle Scout.
I never really thought I was going to use all that training that I had.
Miller says these were extreme conditions with red flags flying and the strongest rip currents he's ever felt, which is why he says it's a reminder to be careful.
When the conditions are rough like that, you need to be extremely cautious. And if you're gonna swim, you need to swim near a lifeguard.
He says if it wasn't for Buckwites, this could have been a much different scenario. But Buckwites says he still doesn't consider himself a hero.
I don't know if I was laying my life on the line. I was just, trying to help somebody out.
Beach Patrol tells us that both the man and his grandson are doing just fine this evening. Reporting live from Lido Beach, Kate Flexter, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Great to hear. Thank you, Kate. In other news, a Sarasota man is sentenced to life in prison again for the murders of 2 British tourists. Sean Tyson resentenced to 2 consecutive life sentences today. Back in 2011, the then 16-year-old was convicted in the shooting death of James Cooper and James Couzaras, 2 British tourists who wandered into the public housing complex in Sarasota where Tyson lived. The defense says they'll likely appeal the resentencing decision, but the prosecution and victim's family says justice has been served.
I think it's a very fair and just and appropriate sentence.
And this decision doesn't alter our pain for the loss of our sons, but goes some way in helping us to rebuild our ruined lives.
The resentencing hearing came after a Supreme Court ruling found it cruel and unusual punishment to sentence a juvenile to life in prison without the possibility of parole.
Northport police say they were able to quickly arrest a Naples man as he tried to break into a home. Police got a call around 7:30 last night about a man smashing in the front door of a home on Clearfield Street. A couple and their 5-year-old son were inside at the time. Police say within 2 minutes, officers were on scene. The suspect charged the officers and one of their canines bit him. John Williams was arrested for attempted burglary, assault on a law enforcement officer, and other charges. The chief of the Bradenton Police Department is looking to add more officers. Chief Melanie Bevan is pursuing a 3-year federal community policing grant. Today, the City Council approved the grant application request, which would be used to pay for 4 new officers. The grant pays up to 63% of the officers' salaries for the first 3 years. The city would be responsible for paying the remainder of those salaries. Chief Bevan says the officers are needed for better traffic enforcement, to respond to animal abuse calls, and investigate cold cases as well as unsolved crimes.
We've got homicide cases that stem back, decades, but even more recently, just a couple years, whose suspects, whose murderers are still walking amongst us, and that concerns me.
If the department is approved for the grant, the officers could hit the streets by this October.
Florida Supreme Court is deliberating whether to let Floridians openly carry guns in public. The High Court hearing a case today that challenges the constitutionality of the state's current ban on open carry. The group, Florida Carry, is representing Dale Norman, a Fort Pierce man who was arrested back in 2012. Norman had a permit to carry a concealed weapon, but his gun was visible as he walked down a sidewalk. Norman was convicted of a second-degree misdemeanor but appealed his conviction. Florida has not allowed guns to be carried in public for decades. Today, Norman's attorney told justices that the legislature is depriving citizens of their right to bear arms.
They have offered no evidence, and they have not met their burden that they are required to meet under strict scrutiny to show that there is some real harm that's being addressed by this ban.
The court case is one of a number of venues that Florida Carry and other gun rights groups have pursued to allow Floridians to openly carry handguns. During the 2016 legislative session, the House of Representatives approved an open carry bill, but the proposal was blocked in a Senate committee process.
What a big difference a day or two makes. Anna Maria Island is finally starting to get back to normal. Tropical storm Colin drenched the area Monday night. No homes or buildings were damaged, but several streets were underwater and there were some downed trees. Today, the mayor says only a few streets on the north end of the island are flooded. The city has also been using pumps this week to remove the water.
Yeah, the blue skies and sunshine, really a welcome sight for a lot of folks today. Huh?
For more on that, let's head over to Bob.
Yeah, Colin actually brought a lot of rain and wind to the coastal communities on Sunday and Monday and even into Tuesday. But now most of the activity is inland. So it's spreading around now as far as that heavy rainfall goes. And flooding concerns are an issue for portions of Hardee and DeSoto counties tonight, as several converging fronts are emerging right there with heavy rainfall, the rate of 2 inches an hour. And the storms aren't moving all that much. You can see the coastal community is pretty quiet. There's one lone shower off of Inglewood, just to the northwest of Arcadia. Some of the rivers and streams there, too, the Peace River and also Horse Creek, are at bankful, and this will only cause significant problems, I think, down the road as more rain is there. Another little boundary is coming down along I-275. This will create some showers. Look at this one right here. This little miniature cold front that's moving west, which will also create some evening showers and thunderstorms around here. So we'll keep an eye on that for you. A flood watch is in effect until 8 o'clock. And yes, another system may be developing. The chances are very small, but there's a lot of moisture down here. Indications are we may see a little low pressure develop over the upcoming days. We'll talk more about that in just a few minutes. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. Today, the students at DeWitt Elementary School signed yearbooks for the last time before the school closes its doors for good. The last day of school is tomorrow. The one-room schoolhouse has served Manatee County's farming community since 1930. Longtime principal Donna King chose to cancel the school's contract with the county upon her retirement this year. Manatee County School Board has assumed ownership of the property. They've discussed returning the schoolhouse to a turn-of-the-century format and making it a field trip destination for other students in the county.
I wrote in the yearbooks today, keep up the hard work, because I will say the class that I have now, they're all hard workers, and they're going to do well.
How do you feel about being homeschooled next year?
Good, but losing this school, not so much.
Superintendent Diana Green says a new elementary school and a high school in nearby parish are part of the school board's 5-year master plan.
It's also the end of an era for students and staff members at another Manatee County school. Orange Ridge Bullock will close at the end of this school year. The school board is closing the 58-year-old school because of the building's age and to better balance the school district. So some definite changes.
Yeah.
And some sad students.
You can tell.
You could tell, yeah.
Still to come in your Suncoast News, full steam ahead to the general election. Both parties have their presumptive nominees, but there's still a lot of infighting going on. We'll find out what's next for Clinton and Trump.
And a sunburn may not be the only problem you leave with after visiting the beach where sea lice are being found. That's next.
Need new windows? windows, buy direct from the factory. New South Window is having a sale. The more you buy, the more you save. Buy 4 windows, save 25%. Buy 6 windows, save 30%. Buy 8 or more windows and save 35%. How? Because New South owns the factory and you cut out the middleman. Award-winning, energy-efficient windows and doors installed with a lifetime warranty. New South Windows are made in Florida for Florida homes by Florida workers. Visit newsouthwindow.com or call now.
The home at 14 Green Street. The showing. The butterflies. The papers. The crunching of numbers. The offer, the counter, the poker face, the impasse. Finding the happy place. The compromise. The closing of loopholes, the ironing of wrinkles, the signing, the shake, no, the hug. The sign of a RE/MAX agent.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Did you know? When your dog stays at Canine Corral, the play is free? Contact Canine Corral today about boarding and daycare packages. Canine Corral, where the love is.
Pomero Shop Furniture. After 66 years in Sarasota, we're still the leader in hard-to-find and custom-made furniture. We have literally thousands of fabrics and patterns to choose from, and our free in-home design consultation will help you create rooms in your home specific to your unique style. Our inventory changes daily, so come in today to see what's new. Plus, anything in our showroom can be part of your home the very next day. Pomero Shop Furniture, now with 3 locations.
Did you hear? All Children's Hospital is now Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital.
There's a lot to a name.
Especially when that name is a world leader in healthcare.
We still deliver the same compassion we provided for 90 years.
Plus the excellence you expect from Johns Hopkins.
Together we can conquer the biggest challenges and offer your child the very best care.
When it comes to kids, choose Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital.
The official Suncoast Storm team at ABC 7. We're here for you.
With Hillary Clinton now the presumptive Democratic nominee, the general election is on and the gloves are off between Clinton and Donald Trump. And despite the backlash Trump is facing from his own party over his comments about the Mexican ancestry of a federal judge, House Republicans are sticking by Trump. Fresh from Tuesday's primary wins, Hillary Clinton excited to make history.
We've reached a milestone. First time in our nation's history that a woman will be a major party's nominee.
And looking to the general election, the presumptive Democratic nominee wants to make history again.
Are you ready for that debate stage against Donald Trump?
I think it will be a singular moment in American history.
Presumptive GOP nominee Donald Trump targeting Clinton too, promoting a speech next week he calls major.
We're going to be discussing all of the things that have taken place with the Clintons.
Their attacks on each other backed by new attack ads. A Clinton super PAC releasing this TV spot with $20 million of distribution behind it.
When I saw Donald Trump mock a disabled person, I was just shocked.
You got to see this guy. Oh, I don't know what I said.
And a pro-Trump super PAC.
I did not send classified material. Not a single time.
Blasting the Clintons in a national ad with $1.1 million behind it. Bernie Sanders heading back home to Vermont, still in the race for now, but planning to cut his campaign staff in half. He'd have to flip nearly 400 of Clinton's superdelegates to win the nomination. And tomorrow, Sanders is set to meet with President Obama, while some of his top backers in Congress are calling for party unity, saying Sanders should start getting behind Hillary Clinton. Donald Trump will visit Tampa this weekend. He's planning to hold a rally at the Tampa Convention Center from 11 a.m. until noon Saturday. Governor Rick Scott, Attorney General Pam Bondi, and Republican National Committeewoman Sharon Day are expected to join Trump. Organizers are expecting up to 25,000 people. Details on how to obtain tickets have not yet been released.
There's a new threat on Florida beaches, and it's not easily seen by the human eye. Sea lice outbreaks are on the rise in parts of the Panhandle and the Caribbean. Sea lice are tiny larvae, usually from jellyfish. They can be as small as a speck of pepper. The larvae typically get inside, get this, inside a swimmer's bathing suit, where they can sting you, causing bumps like seen here in this photo and sometimes flu-like symptoms. Experts suggest you soak your suit in vinegar or alcohol before washing and then wearing it again. That makes you not want to get in the water.
Fun.
I know, it does. It looks painful.
Not here yet.
Not here
in
yet.
My 30 years I've been here, I've never seen anything like that.
I know, it's scary.
I'm not going to worry too much about it, but
yeah.
you know, obviously you have to do what you said, wash it in vinegar,
and be careful. Yeah.
We are looking at some showers and storms, mainly inland this afternoon. Some of those have been strong, and this was a nice rainbow that was sent in. This is just a part of it. We've got more photos that have come in. Sue Mills sending this one on Fruitville. You can see there's the tail end of it, a rather large one too at that. And we had some rainfall around the coastal locations. That little line of low pressure that we were talking about that may set up near Venice was actually a little bit farther south. And Punta Gorda getting some pretty heavy storms throughout the day. And it looks like some more storms are in the offing later on as far as that goes. Well, the latest radar picture showing intense activity now in the interior portions of our viewing area into Highlands County and into Hardee and DeSoto counties right now. And everything's kind of converging right there. You get the west coast breeze, you get the east coast coming in as well, and then the outflow boundaries for some previous storms that were around over Polk and Hillsborough County, all kind of converging right there. And that's why you're seeing an increase in lightning too, because these storms are really popping up to about 40 to 50,000 feet in some cases. And we'll take a 3D look at that and show you just some of the storms right there near into DeSoto County. But this activity again is basically moving to the east, southeast. I'm moving this around a little bit to show you the heights, a different height, 40,000 feet right there. A little less as you move into Highlands County, but these storms will only grow in intensity. There's one at nearly 42,000 feet. And whenever you get a storm that tall and that high into the atmosphere, you start to generate hail, and hail is a possibility. In fact, the Doppler indicating the blue area here may be seeing some small hail, especially right there in the eastern sections of DeSoto County right now with a tremendous amount of lightning. And lightning, this is the forecast for the next 30 minutes. So if you're in this area, obviously, you're going to have to be on the lookout for the possibility of lightning strikes. Nothing near the coast for us right now. However, near Anna Maria Island and Longboat Key, we may start to see something. Here's a little lone shower just kind of heading off to the northeast right now. There's where that trough kind of set up down to our south into Fort Myers and off into Naples right now. And a lot of that moisture coming up from the tropics. And this moisture will continue to stream in our direction. And some models are hinting at a little area of low pressure developing in the southeast Gulf of Mexico. Right now, a 10% chance of it developing into something over the next 24 to 48 hours. Not much. 88 degrees right now. At least at the airport, we have some sunshine there. Dew point has come down a little bit, but still muggy. And winds out of the west-northwest at 13. The pressure has been on the rise. 94 degrees into Tallahassee away from the sea breeze there. 86 in Orlando. It's now 80 in Miami. And temperatures near the coast with that breeze coming in a little bit into the mid-80s, a little bit cooler. 90 in Mayaca City, 86 in Sebring. Well, this is the RPM forecast model, and you can see this line kind of working its way back toward the coast. So showers are possible later on this evening near the coast, say around 9, 10 o'clock. And then this moisture comes in. You can see the heaviest by far inland and to our south on Thursday. And then by Friday, you start to see a little bit more moisture returning our way. So we'll keep the rain chances at around 50%, both on Thursday and Friday. Cooler in Toronto now, 55 there, 68 into Cleveland, much warmer into the southern plain states. And today it was warmer in Billings, Montana than it was right here along the Sun Coast. For boaters, tides look like this, 11:18 for a low tide. Sunset will be at 8:24. And boaters, not much wind out there. Light chop in the bays and inland waters. The water temperature and now at 86 degrees. And look for a UV index at 8. Tonight, mostly cloudy. Still a chance for some coastal showers and storms. Inland storms will be firing off, though, for the next couple of hours, causing some flooding concerns there in some of the rivers and streams. Partly cloudy tomorrow. Scattered storms likely. 87 for a high. And then the extended forecast does call for pretty good chance for showers and storms scattered about through the weekend and less chance on Monday. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. Let's take a look at Suncoast Traffic Watch. There's no crashes in the area, but we are seeing some backed up traffic on US 41 in Sarasota right near Fruitville Road. Otherwise, things looking pretty good at this hour. Haley?
Thank you, Scott. In health news tonight, a combination of two drugs used to treat melanoma may be effective on lung cancer as well. In a phase 2 clinical trial, Novartis's Taflinar and McInnes combination shrank tumors in 63% of participants with a type of non-small cell lung cancer. Chemotherapy had not worked on these patients. This drug combination has already been FDA approved for certain types of melanoma. Now the drug maker is seeking approval for lung cancer. Both of these types of melanoma and lung cancer involve a gene mutation. The nation's obesity epidemic continues to grow, led by an increase among women. For the first time, more than 4 in 10 U.S. women are obese. That's according to the CDC. Obesity rates for men and women in the U.S. had been roughly the same for about a decade, but in recent years, women have surged ahead, and now just 40% are obese compared to 35% of men. Put down the pickles and ice cream. Pregnant women who give in to cravings may be more likely to gain too much weight during their pregnancy. That's according to a study published in the journal Appetite. Previous research has shown that the more weight you gain during pregnancy, the harder it is to lose that weight after giving birth. And studies have found that between 40 and 60% of women gain too much weight while they're expecting. Up next, a mother jumps into action when a man tries to drag her daughter out of a store. This disturbing ordeal is all caught on camera. And they're not quite the Ninja Turtles, but close enough. How Sarasota deputies intend to use stuffed animals on calls.
ABC 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you weeknights at 5.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Are you one of the millions of Americans suffering from chronic knee pain? Have you been told knee replacement surgery is your only option? Then call now to see if you qualify for a breakthrough, all-natural treatment for knee pain relief. By using an FDA-approved product that replenishes the lubricant in your joints, a cushioning layer is created, allowing you to move smoothly and pain-free. This treatment is covered by most insurance, including Medicare. Call now and get your mobility back.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, because Sarasota Ford guarantees you our lowest price on every new Ford every day. Save on America's best-selling truck, 39 years running, the Ford F-150. Fusions, Escapes, over 800 vehicles on-site or online, all on sale. Buy with 0% for 60 months. And now, get up to $2,000 trade assistance. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
They took that stress and that tension when I was particularly feeling very bad after that nasty car accident, and it was such a relief to know that I didn't have to bear that burden alone, that I had help.
Our goal is to not just get a satisfactory settlement on their case. We want them up on their feet, happy again. They've gotten their life back.
Trustco Bank has hometown checking, free mobile app, no monthly fees, and free use of over 55,000 ATMs worldwide. Are you happy with your bank? Go to TrustcoBank.com for details.
Your hometown bank, Trustco.
Member FDIC.
Pomero Shop Furniture. After 66 years in Sarasota, we're still the leader in hard-to-find and custom-made furniture. We have literally thousands of fabrics and patterns to choose from, and our free in-home design consultation will help you create rooms in your home specific to your unique style. Our inventory changes daily, so come in today to see what's new. Plus, anything in our showroom can be part of your home the very next day. Pomero Shop Furniture, now with 3 locations.
A determined mother and an off-duty sheriff's deputy are being credited for stopping a man from a brazen kidnapping attempt. Surveillance video captures a horrific scene at a Dollar General store yesterday afternoon in Hernando, which is just north of Tampa. The video shows a man pouncing on the 13-year-old girl, then dragging her through the store towards the exit. The teen's mother quickly grabbed her daughter's other arm, refusing to let go. The man tried to get away but was arrested by an off-duty officer in the store parking lot. That deputy is being hailed a hero, and the girl's mother being commended for her quick response.
In my 10 years, I've never seen an instance like this in broad daylight in a public area where a subject or the suspect would grab a young girl like this.
I just think that something kicks in if you're scared your kid's going to be hurt, your child, you know, you got to do what you got to do.
The suspect, 30-year-old Craig Bonello, has a criminal history including charges of trespassing and aggravated battery on a police officer. He's now facing kidnapping and child abuse charges. Firefighters in Naples are being called heroes after saving a baby from a hot car. The entire ordeal was captured on camera yesterday. Apparently, the mother accidentally locked her keys in the car, and after realizing her mistake, she panicked and begged firefighters to break the window.
No breeze, it was sunny, it was getting close to 11 o'clock.
After a few minutes of being on scene there, she started, you know, you could tell she was getting a little sweaty and stuff, so that's when we decided to take out a window.
Firefighters managed to get the baby out safely and cool her down, and she is expected to be okay.
The nation of Kenya isn't laughing about this monkey business. The entire country of Kenya, some 45 million people, were left without power yesterday after a monkey fell onto a transformer and at a hydroelectric power station. The power has since been restored. As for the offending monkey, it survived and was handed over to wildlife authorities. Some Sarasota County Sheriff's deputies now have a little bit of turtle power. Trinity Services Group recently donated around 30 tactical turtles to the sheriff's office. Deputies will use the stuffed animals to help calm scared or upset children who were involved in a domestic situation or car crash. Trinity Services Group is one of the largest providers of food services to the corrections community. That's great.
I think they'll work.
They'll like that, yeah. Still to come on your Suncoast News, the state of Florida agrees to spend more than $500,000 on a roundabout.
How FDOT plans to make the traffic circle in Venice easier to maneuver. Story next.
Discover the biggest savings of the year on some of America's favorite vehicles during the Drive and Discover event going on now at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Get America's best value, a new Grand Caravan for just $18,999 or a new Dodge Journey for just $16,999. Stop by today to shop the area's biggest selection of Ram trucks and save up to $8,000 on your new Ram. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
The ability to go to college on a Bright Future Scholarship gave me personally the flexibility to chase a dream. To not have to worry about paying for your college education was absolutely amazing. One step better than that was to leave with no loans. I mean, to start a life, to start a job, to start without having a debt was amazing, and it allowed me to get to where I'm at today.
You know what scares me? No electricity. Yeah, when this magical box suddenly stops working, I call the pros at Mr. Sparky and they send a superhero to save the day. How's it going, Pablo?
It's going great, Mike.
Pablo possesses amazing skill. He can perform incredible feats at blinding speed.
Superhero! Couldn't have done it without you.
Modest, too.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Just to be clear, I don't live here.
Getting older shouldn't mean giving up all the things she loves to do. It should just mean, well, finding new ways to do them. Right at Home's professional team thoughtfully selects caregivers to provide help with personal care, housekeeping, and of course, meal preparation.
Oh, that smells so good. Oh, and it tastes good too.
We can provide the right care right at home.
Whether you're a homeowner looking for a professional installation or a contractor looking for top quality products, Sarasota Glass and Mirror can meet your every need.
For 42 years, Sarasota Glass and Mirror has been the area's premier supplier and installer of quality glass products for your home or business. As an authorized PGT WinGuard dealer, we know how to protect your home with everything from the PGT WinGuard impact-resistant windows and doors to shower enclosures and decorative mirrors. The Sarasota Glass and Mirror team has the knowledge to tackle any project.
Pomero Shop Furniture. After 66 years in Sarasota, we're still the leader in hard-to-find and custom-made furniture. We have literally thousands of fabrics and patterns to choose from, and our free in-home design consultation will help you create rooms in your home specific to your unique style. Our inventory changes daily, so come in today to see what's new. Plus, anything in our showroom can be part of your home the very next day. Pomero Shop Furniture, now with 3 locations.